All right, guys, let's do this warm-up. I'm going to go back and do Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays so that you will have what you need for anybody who is out Monday or Tuesday. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do the equations first, and then we will come back and do the other ones. So this will be a good way to just get everybody caught up. So with these equations, I'm just going to talk you through them. One thing I told somebody today was when you see these parentheses, it might be a good idea to trace them, because that's going to help remind you that you have to multiply. You're going to have to multiply and do that distributive property first. We got to do the distributive property first. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 4 is 12. We're going to bring down this 5x equals 28. Then we have like terms right here. So we're going to do 8x plus 12 equals 28. Subtract 12 from both sides. 8x equals 16. Divide both sides by 8. And x equals 8. And that's it. Over here we have 2 sets of the distributive property. We have 2 sets of distributive property. We have 2 sets of parentheses. There's one and there's one. So we're distributing that -8 first. -8 times a +2 is a -16. -8 times, that is a invisible 1. So -8 times a -1 is going to be a +8x. Then -4 times x is a -4x. -4 times a -2 is a +8. All equals 8. Now, guys, put this stuff in your calculator. I cannot say that enough. Put it in your calculator. Those integer rules won't be something that keeps you from doing well if you're using the calculator to do the computation. So make sure you're using that calculator, okay? Don't use your mashed potato brain. So now, I have a variable term and a variable term. So I'm just going to come right over here, right up here off the top, and do 8x minus 4x. And that's going to give me 4x. So I'm going to put my 4x right there. Then I have a -16 and a +8. -16 plus 8, put that in your calculator, you're going to get a -8. So that's going to be a -8 equals 8. Add 8 to both sides, and 4x is equal to 16. Divide both sides by 4, and x equals 4. Okay. For Tuesday, draw those parentheses to remind yourself that you have got to multiply this first. So 1/2 x times x is 1/2 x minus 1/2 times a -3. And I just want to show you in the calculator, n over d, 1/2 n over d. N over d, 1/2 times -3 is a -3/2. So that's going to be -3/2 equals -4. You just got to know how to put it in the calculator. I'm going to leave that -3/2 sitting right there because now I'm going to be adding 3/2 to both sides. That zeroes out, leaves me 1/2 x over here. -3/2. So now I'm going to have to clear that because I'm going to have a -4 plus 3/2 gives you a negative 5/2. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 1/2. And x is going to equal, and I'm going to just divide that by 1/2. And x equals a negative 5. Okay. Another set of parentheses right here. So 9 times x is 9x. 9 times 3 is 27. Minus 14x minus 15 equals 52. I'm going to take that 9x right there and that negative 14x. I'm going to bring them right over here. And I'm going to say 9x and negative 14x. Then I'm going to come right here to my calculator and I'm going to do 9 minus 14. And that gives me negative 5. So that's going to be a negative 5x. So I'm going to bring that negative 5x and put it right there. And then I've got a positive 27 and a negative 15. So I'm going to do 27 minus 15. And I'm going to come right here, 27 minus 15, and I get a positive 12. So that's plus 12 equals 52. Now I subtract 12 from both sides. Negative 5x equals 40. Divide both sides by negative 5. And x is going to equal a negative 8. Let's do Wednesdays. 5 times 2x is 10x. 5 times negative 1 is a negative 5, equals a negative 25. We add 5 to both sides. 10x equals, I'm putting that in the calculator, negative 25 plus 5 is a negative 20. Divide both sides by 10. X equals negative 2. Now, pause this video and try this problem before you look at me work it. Pause the video, try to work it, and then you work it. Because I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the week so that you have everything you need to be able to make sure you're ready for this SMART Goal Quick Check Day. Okay? So pause the video and try to work it on your own and then restart the video. Negative 2 times 4 is a negative 8 minus, negative 8. And then we've got negative 2 times a negative 1x is going to be a positive 2x. Then we've got minus 5 equals 11. We're going to take that negative 8 and that minus 5 because the 2x is just going to come down. So negative 8 minus 5 is a negative 13. Then we add 13 to both sides. 2x is equal to 24. Divide both sides by 2 and x equals 12. Pause the video. Stop the video and do these tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and put these on here so that you have everything. You can stop it right here. Do these later. Come back to the video tomorrow morning. However you want to do it. But they'll all be right here for you to do. 3 times x is 3x. Plus 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract 6 from both sides. 3x is equal to 21 minus 6 is 15. Divide both sides by 3. And x equals 5. Here's our parentheses. 3 times a negative 6x is a negative 18x. 3 times 7 is 21. Bring down that 4x equals negative 7. We have a minus 18x and a 4x. So I'm going to come right here. Negative 18 plus 4 is a negative 14. So we have a negative 14x plus 21 equals negative 7. We're going to subtract 21 from both sides. Negative 14x equals a negative 28. I know that because I'm going to put negative 7 minus 21, and I get a negative 28. Divide both sides by a negative 14. So I'm going to divide that negative 28 divided by negative 14, and I get a positive 2. So there they are. Your quick check will look very similar to this. So there's those. Now let's look at these. Miss Davies built a blueprint of her classroom. The actual classroom has a width of 15 feet. I'm going to come right over here. Let's see, do I have enough room? Yeah. So I've got a width. This is actual. So right over here, I'm just going to, the actual classroom has a width equal to 15 and a length equal to 20. Okay? So that's what the problem's telling me. I have a scale that is 1/4 inch to 2 inches. What is the length of the classroom on the blueprint? Length. What is the length? So what I need is this. I need that length of 20. I need this, this, and this. Those are the three things that I need to be able to write this proportion and solve it. So here's what I got to have. My given is 1/4 over 2. This is model and actual. My actual length is 20. And I want to know what is the length on the model. So that's where my X goes. All right, I'm going to come right over here and rewrite that because I need a little more room to work. And then I'm going to erase it. I'm yawning like crazy, y'all. This happened the other night when I was doing this, wasn't it? I was yawning sleepy. Okay. X times 2 is 2x. 1/4 times 20. 1/4 times 20 is 5. Divide both sides by 2. Divided by 2 is 2.5. So 2.5 inches is the length of the classroom on the blueprint. Oh, sorry, y'all. On the blueprint, on the model. Okay, so remember I told you this problem, we're going to black out the word the image below shows. And we're just going to make this a wheelchair ramp because this image does not match this problem. So we're going to do both of them and write the slope. So, what is the slope of the ramp? Well, let's remember, slope is equal to the rise over the run. Okay? So, if we draw an image, let's just draw us a little triangle that we can label. All right, so there's us a triangle. It is 4 feet off the ground and 10 feet long. This is your rise. This is your run. So we're going to have 4 over 10, which is 2 over 5. Now, don't forget what I told you about the fact if we're leaning this way, we have a negative slope. If we're leaning this way, we have a negative slope. This ramp is leaning in a negative direction. This is a negative, or this ramp. This is a negative. So that's going to be negative 2/5. And that is negative 2/5. And let me say again, 2/5 is not 2.5. 2/5 is not 2.5. All right. To do the rise over run here, here's my rise, 11. Here's my run, 60. And that is all we can do. There's no simplifying that. We do not write rise over run as a decimal. We leave rise over run as a fraction, whether it's improper or not. The only time you would even think about doing it as a decimal is if some answer choices or something ask you for it. When you're doing slope, leave it written rise over run. Okay? If you buy $12 worth of food at a restaurant, the sales tax is 9%. Now, I'm going to go ahead and kind of link this. This goes back to what we were doing yesterday. So, I want to link this to this that I gave most of you today. I don't think first period got it. I'm not sure about second, but I know third and fourth did. Fourth and fifth did. But this has 3 maps on it. Let me back this off a little bit. This has 3, it's got a multitude of maps on it, but it's got 3 bridge maps. And the one that's in class is color-coded. Let me get some crayons. Some color pencils. The one in class is color-coded. Now, if you've got colored pencils at your disposal, you ain't going to be up running around getting colored pencils tomorrow while you're watching this video. But if you've got some at home and you want to color code this, that's fine. But this is the one that is orange in our classroom. This is the one that's orange in our classroom. This particular map is the one that we focused on yesterday. And it is this one where we do just the tax, the tip, the commission, the basic tax, tip, commission. This one is just going to be, this is where you're just finding basic tax and tip commission. It's what we did. And so that's what we're about to do right here. All right. That's what we're about to do right here. So I'm just outlining that. Kind of make it look like the one that is in the classroom. So if you want to put that color on there for you yourself, you can do it at your own time. You're welcome to come back down here at lunch and grab some color pencils and color code it Friday, but not tomorrow or Thursday, but Friday. You can do that. But this is the one we're about to do now. So this, let me see if I can get it all in here. I'm just going to fold that. All right. So if you look right here, if you buy $12 worth of food at a restaurant, the sales tax is 9%. You wish to tip 10%. What is the bill after tax? How much should you leave in a tip? And what is the total cost of everything after the tip? Now, because I don't have a lot of room on here, I'm going to just get a sheet of paper. And I'm going to do my work on a sheet of paper. And then you can copy it down and put it on your paper or wherever you need to put it. But I don't have enough room right here. So I'm going to do mine right here. And if you're doing yours on a separate sheet of paper, you can label it Tuesday, 1, 2, 6. And so now, first thing we want to do is find what is the bill after tax? How much should you leave in a tip? So we're going to do our tax first. We're going to find the tax first. 9% sales tax. This 100 right here is locked in. We bought $12 worth of food, and we want to know what is the tax. Remember, this is dollar amounts. These are percents. 100 times X is 100X. 9 times 12 is 108. Divide both sides by 100. And X is going to equal $1.08. Now I want to know how much tip should I leave. My tip, I'm going to use that. My tip is 10%. I want to leave a 10% tip. I want to leave a 10% tip. That's over 100. My bill was $12. So 100 times X is 100X. 10 times 12 is 120. Divide both sides by 100. And X is going to be $1.20. Tip. This is tax. This is tip. Now I want total. Now I want the total. So I spent $12. I had tax of $1.08. I had a tip of $1.20. So I'm going to put all of that together. And of course, don't use your mashed potato brain. 12 plus 1.08 plus 1.2, $14.28. So my total bill was $14.28. And I'm just going to put right here that the tax was 108. The tip was 120. Tax, tip. Okay. Number 2. Now I'm writing pretty big and I'm skipping lines and all that. You can minimize, you can conserve and do in a smaller area. I'm just writing big enough for everybody to be sure to be able to see. You buy $8 worth of food at a restaurant. The sales tax is 9.75 and you wish to tip 15%. What is the bill after tax? Well, what's the total cost of everything, tax and tip? That's the question of the hour right there. Here's our question of the hour. What is the total cost of everything? Tax and tip. But we got to get the tax and the tip. So first we're going to do our tax. $8 worth of food. 9.75%. And that's over 100 because that 100's locked in. So 100X equals 78. Divide both sides by 100. And X is going to equal 0.78 tax. Now I want to do my tip. I want to leave a 15% tip this time. $8 X. So 100X equals 120. Divide both sides by 100. And X equals $1.20 in a tip. So my total is going to be the $8, the 78 cents in tax, the 120 in tip. We add all that up. And we get $9.98 is our total bill. $9.98. I don't know why that bothered me, but it did. $9.98. All right, so that's Tuesday. Let's do Wednesday. Hold my paper. I'm just going to flip it over to the back. You buy $16 worth of food at a restaurant. The sales tax is not, and you wish, all right, we're going to do the same thing for Wednesday that we did for Tuesday. This is very repetitious. $16 worth of food, 9.75%. That's over 100 and X. So 100X equals, now this is my tax. 156. Divide both sides by 100. X equals 156, $1.56 in tax. Now we got to do our tip. $15 tip. $240. Divide both sides by 100. X equals $2.40. Now, we got to get our total. So I bought $16 worth of food. I had $1.56 tax. I'm leaving a $2.40 tip. Ooh, I cut it right through the paper. Just went right through there. So 16 plus 156 plus 240 is $19.96. So $19.96 is what we would be paying. All right. I am actually going to stop right here. I'm going to write this on here. We had a tax that was equal to $1.56. We had a tip that was equal to $2.40. And we have a total that is equal to $19.96. You can put that on your paper right there like that, but you better have a piece of paper to accompany it. It better have something to go with it, okay? Now, we're going to stop right here. We're going to stop right here for today. So this is got us through here, because these we're going to come back and talk about a little bit more after we do some more stuff with markups and markdowns. So I will put another video in for Thursday that has these other problems worked out on it before you have to turn your warm-up in on Friday. All right, so get those done, and we're going to move on into looking at markups and markdowns.